Hey guys, HW. As you can see, I got my bicycle helmet on. I'm just standing, not standing, I'm sitting in the little park outside Milsons Point Station. And there's the entrance to the station up there. What I was going to do today, I couldn't be stuffed getting on the train today, so what I did was I drove down to I drove down to Wollstonecraft and parked my car down there, unloaded the pushy here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up on the bridge. I'm going to show you a couple of views from this side of the bridge first. The reason why I'm doing it is this side of the bridge, the western side of the bridge, you can't walk over it anymore. It's only for cyclists. So the views that you get on the west side of the bridge here, you can only see from the train, car if you're up high enough, and on the bicycle. So I thought I'd give you a look. The other side of the bridge, the east side, is the walking part. So that's where you'll get all the walkers. So before I start today, and I might just turn around and face this delightful little park at Milsons Point, I want to give a shout out to a couple of really good supporters of my little channel. They being Pat at Logo Cafe and Vince Barbary. Both of them shouted me a handful of nectars in the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate that, so I'll try to honour that today and have a nectar somewhere over in the city. So yeah, let me get up the top of the bridge and then I'll switch the camera back on then. Here we are, up the top of the stairs, at the start of the cycleway on the bridge. There's a security guard that's stationed day and night just there to make sure that walkers don't get on here. Again, cycle only. I didn't realise how hard it was going to be to hold the microphone and the camera. You know, you would have thought that I would have realised I've got to hold on to the handlebars as well, don't I? So I might just stay silent over this part of the bridge until we get to the pylon, and then I'll get off my push bike there and film a bit for you. This is what I wanted to film for you. The view down to Luna Park on the west side of the bridge. I better watch out for cyclists, they'll get the shits. And there's a harbour, a couple of barges walking down, moving down there, and a ferry out in front. That's the construction of the new North Sydney pool down there. So the old North Sydney pool's been pulled down. Now I better get back on my bike. And I didn't mention before, the reason why I'm out today, I don't usually come out midweek to film, but I wanted to, it's getting a bit depressed sitting behind my laptop. So I thought I'd get out and enjoy the afternoon sun. Just come off the bridge, about to head up into this bandstand at Observatory Hill. Might as well give you a couple of quick clips up here. There we go, there's a view over the harbour and the Harbour Bridge. A few school groups around and a couple of people getting selfies. I've put my other headphone mounted on the camera so that I can just hold it with one hand so I can ride my pushy at the same time. See how this goes. I have to hold my face close to the screen though. So I come around the back of the observatory here and show you some of the domes where the telescopes are. There's one of them there. That green colour from the I don't know, what do they call it, the oxidization of the copper, or see if we can get around this side, get a view of the other dome, or where they'd have another telescope anyway. Yeah, there we go, we've got twin domes. I wonder if they've each got a telescope or whether they're or whether they push a telescope between the two spots. I can't remember if I mentioned before, but it's 18 degrees Celsius at the moment. It's an overcast sort of day. 18 degrees Celsius, what's that make it? About 64 Fahrenheit. The wind's from the east, and what that's doing, it's making it as humid as hell. So whenever the wind comes off the east and brings the moisture off the ocean, Sydney gets pretty humid. And so with the cloud cover, it's making it super humid. So I'm regretting having this coat on now. Oh, look at this, the bike path to get me down there's closed. Massive debacle. That might be part of the new cycleway that they're building across the bridge. For many years the cyclists have blown up because they can't get onto the bridge easily. They've got to dismount and walk their bike up the stairs before riding across the bridge. So hopefully all that's going to change now. So you know what this means? This means we're going to have to ride down to the rocks and go that way. So let me just stop here so that I can see the camera. Hopefully you can still hear me all right with the microphone. We do a quick test. Test. Seems to be working. So let's take a ride through the rocks, eh? To know where that water's coming from, must be just coming off the tree branches. And of course I'm holding on to the right side of my bike, which has got the crappiest brake. In Murphy's Law, that pest comes out with his car just as I want to turn. It seems to be working. I just played back the vid that I made walking up into that bandstand. I sounded like Darth Vader. So apologies, this damn microphone. But I also did just ride across the bridge, so I probably was a bit out of breath. It's one of the main streets in the rocks in front of us, overlooking the harbour there, or the ferry terminal. Oh, there's a couple of lights there on patrol. Actually, there might be just security. They had something, they would have had a big police sign on their back if they were police. There's people in there enjoying their little din-dins, their little lunch. She looks like a tourist on her way up to the bridge. Do a bit of a bridge climb. Well, not the official bridge climb, but do a walk across the bridge anyway. So just passing under the Carl Expressway up there. Look at all these motorcyclists. This must be a good spot to park your bike. I assume this is Harrington Street in the rocks because everywhere there's signs that say Harrington Street. They were pretty steep streets. I had to come up just then to get up here. I'm up in Cumberland Street. And a lot of the roads are starting to get blocked up for the night already, as they get ready to have another night of Vivid, which is the big light festival they have every year in winter in Sydney. And it runs from the 26th of May to the 17th of June over there. The sign says. Hope you can read it. So it's a good view. So back to the pushy now. Should probably do the right thing and head over to one of the cycle tracks. So I'm going to traverse the city. car park attendant's got some pretty loud music playing. Well, we got a bloody boombox down there. Or unless they've got it wired through the sound system in the car park. Somewhere along here there used to be an auction clearance house. I think it was this building just here. It looks like they've moved on though. This old building here, there's definitely an auction house in there for antiques. Alright, we need the green light. And just like that, he gets it. Dominating. Like I said before, instead of heading down York Street, I might cross here. Next to Churchill, which I've filmed before. Making my way down to Kent Street to join the Cycleway there. And I'm stupidly not even on the Cycleway. That's better. I was hogging the walkway as well. I could have. Oh, there's that cafe that I filmed before. Not big on Arvo nectars there. Alright, I'm going to have to turn around and go back. Taking the wrong turn. That's better. Head to Kent Street, HW, you idiot. Jeez, hard to find these cycleways when you're holding onto a camera at the same time. Alright, now we're heading down one of the cycleways in the city. Yeah, so I'll probably do 2 vids this week. Be this one, and I'll do another one after this, probably on Thursday. It's a bit naughty then. I went through a bit of a red light, I think. Oh, there's one of those annoying sirens. Shut up. Why not just let the pedestrians work out whether the car's coming out or not? Those bloody noisy sirens. Alright, away we go again. Where are we going to nectar today? I have no idea where I can get a nectar at this time of day. A lot of them will be starting to close up. Ah, good. Another building site, that's what we want. Going back to Vivid. Yeah, I recommend you probably see it once. But I bet you any money you won't go back a second time. The crowds are immense. It's pretty uncomfortable. Alright, let's go this way. As you can see, I'm riding up hills, so if you're not capable of riding a bike, probably get yourself an electric bike to come around on the cycleways in Sydney. I was thinking I might go into one of the nectar joints in York Street today. Yeah, let's take this. Just looking across at PG O'Brien's, the pub, and the Grace Hotel above it. Let's go, we'll just ride on the footpath, screw it. Mecca looks like it's open, but it's too noisy on this street. But I guess it's either this or... No, there's buses on this street too, makes no difference. Alright, let's see what's open in York Street. Well, there is industry beans over there, but I've been there before. We'll go somewhere different. I always see this joint, it's always got a crowd outside it. What's it called? Leibel. Let's give this place a crack. Let's use this little bicycle lock over here. Alright, locked up the push bike. Let's get up into this nectar joint now. Here it is. Let's get into it. Hey, can I have a flat white to have outside?
450 please in a takeaway cup.
Yeah. Oh no, just have it here, yeah.
When you're ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your table number.
Thank you. All right. I'll sit out on the road. Face the camera up York Street. What's this guy blowing up about? A bit of blue sky coming out above York Street. I wonder where we're going to go after this, after we have the nectar. Alright, my nectar's arrived. Got a delicious flat white here, look at that. She like that artwork? That's where it came from over there. You've done a good job. Now let me taste it. Ooh, delicious. It's got a real sweet taste to it at the start. Yeah, delicious. I wouldn't say it's super strong, but it's a nice, pleasant taste anyway. Pull the microphone off so I can talk to you a bit. Look at that little car over there, or that little truck, little lorry you might call it. Don't see many of those over here. They're real Japanese style, those ones. Look at a bit of the skyline. So again, what I was saying before, I'm in York Street. Look at that Mitre 10 still there. That hardware store in York Street's been there for donkey's years. I can't believe it's still operating. You would have thought it would have died off in the Pando. Delicious. As we look up York Street, let me get ready to get back on the bike. See you soon. Might have to drive down part of York Street here. Which is naughty, I suppose. Shows you how often I come on these cycleways. I have no idea where they are. I think they're all down on the western side of the city. There's most of the cycleways. How can I do this? How can I get over to Park Street? Let's go this way. Fuck it. Few shoppers around. Not carrying many bags though. Not easy finding a clear spot to get the bike on the... Have to watch out I don't put my tyre along the rail tracks, the tram tracks. That guy looked like he wanted to have a go at me for riding on the tram tracks. He needs to find something better to do. I wonder where the Cycleway is on this side of the city. I have no idea. Well, there you go, I can tell you, not easy cycling through the city. They may have put all these cycleways, but I can't find any of them. How do you get in between the different spots? She's blowing up at the pedestrians. There's bikes everywhere, but there's no bloody cycleway. There's bloody people everywhere too. Oh, there's a cycleway up there. There's a Starbucks all the tourists go to on the corner of Park Street and Elizabeth Street. It's been there for a while, that one. See that cycleway over there? How dumb is that? What's the point of having a cycleway there? Doesn't join on to any of the other cycleways. That's stupid. Get across here into the park. Wow. That's a real crap experience, I must say. I couldn't get myself through to the park easily because all of the roads heading east-west still seem to be for cars only. 6 cycleways. Good work, Sydney Council. Stuff this up as well. Oh, look at the Centrepoint Tower. The glow of the afternoon sun. Last time I walked through here, I went to the top of those stairs down there and I faced the camera back the other way and I said, hey, what about this fountain up the back? That looks nice. As we get closer with the camera, you'll see the fountain that I'm talking about, which I noted afterwards you couldn't see because it was too far away. So there it is. There's a fountain. Oh, good. There's no water in it. Well, there's hardly any water anyway. Pretty famous fountain, this one. Don't ask me what it's called, but because I can't remember. Let's go past the plaque and see.
Un poquito sobre quiénes fueron las primeras personas públicas. Los pueblos aborígenes en Australia existieron hasta al menos 65.000 años, pero puede llegar a ser 62. Es una de las comunidades vivas.
So it says it's a gift from Archibald, or JF Archibald, so that's probably the Archibald fountain. I've heard of that before. I should know. Disgraceful for a Sydney sider not to know what that fountain's called, but there you go. So I'm coming up to Macquarie Street now, St James's Road, or the intersection of St James's Road and Macquarie Street. I'm going to find one of these bloody non-existent cycleways. Look, here's another example. How do I get down there if there's no cycleway? The cycleways that go nowhere. Sydney City Council champions. Oh, screw them, I'm going to go this way anyway. Just passing by the law courts. Got to get off this road. All the cars heading onto the bridge are going to scream down here in a minute. I don't want to be a part of that. Go down the footpath, screw it. I'm going to risk my life out on the road. You can see me coming with the bicycle lady. Can give me a little bit of space. Fair income. Again, don't see any cycleways. Shit. Where'd this guy go? A clown in the ute. He was driving up the road there like it was a speedway, and it was a red light. I don't know where he thought he was going. Looked like he might have been a builder rushing home to get on the Jack Daniels and some other drugs. Don't blame him, you suppose. But you guess, because it's a bloody hard job that they do. Got to have some downtime, I suppose. There's a lot of people getting around today. I'd say they're probably it's all the tourists in town to see Vivid. As I've come through the city, I've definitely seen a lot of tourists from Asia. You'll see that on the camera as well. So they're probably flowing in for a week of sightseeing and catch the Vivid Festival at the same time. There's that Phillip Lane, look, I filmed that before. Now, is there a Cycleway down here? Doesn't look like it. What a joke. Maybe I'll try going down to Circular Quay and then come through there. Jeepers, there was even stacks of cars driving down here as well. What's this little laneway? Just going past the Sir Stamford Hotel. I've got a feeling that when Oprah Winfrey was in town, she stayed in there. That was a long time ago now. She filmed something down at Circular Quay. It was a bit of a like a welcome to Australia sort of thing. I think she flew out a bunch of her audience members as well. Maybe it was the audience members that were staying back there. But I just remember there was something about that Sir Stamford related to her her visit. There's a sort of back part of the Botanic Gardens over there. Thanks. I thought they were going to split and block me either way then. And she let me through. Just passing by all these really expensive apartments along here. Oh look, there's a Wahlburgers there as well. Starting to pop up all over the joint. Yeah, these expensive apartments here, which they call the Toasters on Macquarie Street. To have the mega bucks to live in these. Opera House starting to come into view. How am I going to avoid all the tourists along here and runners? Here we go. I don't even know if I'm allowed to be on here with the bike, but I'll give it take a punt. If I zigzag in and out, I should be right. Look at all the punters getting ready to get on the speedboats. You're going to get a surprise when they get out on it. They don't look like they're ready to get wet, but I guarantee you they will. Sneak through here, past little Red Riding Hood. This little cafe that they've built here, never seen that before. Yeah, can't see that burger joint that we saw somewhere along there. I better avoid the punters over there. Better get out onto the road. No entry. How about get stuffed? This guy, he's gonna tackle me. Whoa! There we go. Hey, look at this building here. It's got some glass on it. Oh, no way. Here's the Paragon Hotel. Haven't heard that name for a long time. Starting to make my way back over to the bridge now. Let's quickly go into Circular Quay and I'll say goodbye to you in there. How's a good get up? We can get ourselves a bit of a view of the Opera House to say goodbye. Later on tonight there'll be hordes of people walking along this boardwalk here, taking in the lights of Vivid. It's not a very... Let's go over here instead. Over to the water taxi stand. There we go, some of the ferries coming in to pick up the afternoon punters and take them home, back to Manly or back to Balmain. There she is, the Opera House. She'll be lit up later tonight as well with all the Vivid lights. You can see all of these lasers and projectors set up in these towers here, these Vivid towers. So I think they project something onto the Contemporary Arts Museum across the way there. They normally do anyway. So yeah, you won't catch me coming into Vivid if I can help it, although there has been talk that we were going to come in here one of the weeknights. If I do, then I might do a little bit of filming, but I'm not going to go out of my way. So yeah, as we face Circular Quay and watch the Manly ferry come in, the Manly fast ferry, that blue and yellow one over there, I'll say goodbye to you. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next vid, which will be at the end of the week, because this is a double up, this one this week. I just needed to get away from behind the laptop. Just need to get out and get some fresh air and have a bike ride. So I hope you enjoyed the view of Sydney today. A bit different riding around on the bike, usually walking. So hopefully you saw something different. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button. The video is over.